And kind of the same discussion we had in Syracuse. Came back executing. Felt like everything that was going on was self-inflicted, and we just executed a lot better in the second half. And I think we just did an overall good job in the game in the second half, just executing our plays and playing to the best of our ability.
You guys found success with the screen at Syracuse. You had more today. It was Davion instead of Juju. Kind of walk us through some of the screens and why they work.
I just think, it was a good time with Coach Kitchens, and our running backs do a good job, selling the run. So I think we just did a good job executing the play again, and then Bully did a great job showing up for us.
Jeremiah?
Gio, obviously, looking from the sideline, the defense had 9 sacks, forcing turnovers, things like that. How much of a lift does it give you having a defense that kind of, keeps you around, allows you to kind of hang around, and like in the second half, you guys leave and are able to touchdown?
When our defense shows up like that, they've been showing up, the last couple of games, feels like. So for us, it's just a great job for us to feel like, hey, we got to respond for them. Just complimentary football. You're with those guys in the locker room every day, in the weight room every day, so you just want to, show up for them. So just seeing them play so well and, playing hard, you just want to do the same thing.
Gio, on the same note with the defense, we've talked a lot about Melkart over the last couple of weeks, not as much about Tyler. 7 sacks in the last 4 games, and then before that, he had no sacks in his career. Where did you sort of see the emergence of him come from, and how much is this in the making?
For me, when I got here in fall camp, Tyler was already killing. So for me, I was like, man, this guy's a dog. So, I think Tyler just kind of showed out. For me personally, he's been looking like a dog the whole time, and I think Melkart kind of same way. It's just good to see them, get started and get hot these last couple of games. I think Melkart's had 3 sacks the last 3 games, 3 sacks every 3 or something crazy. So he's been balling, and it's overall the whole defense has been doing a great job, and it comes with the interior as well. CJ Mims, X and Isaiah have been doing a great job doing twist games to get those guys one-on-one with the tackles.
Mike?
So Gio, have you guys talked about getting bowl eligibility at all? I mean, you guys are 4 and 5. It's 3 games left. It's all in front of you. Have you had discussions about what you guys need to do, or is it just sort of one game at a time?
It's just one game at a time. For us, we're just worried about tomorrow. We got sprints and we got 30 squats. So for us, just doing good, it's good tomorrow and showing up for those is what we're worried about.
Jeremiah?
Hey, Gio, can you just talk about that touchdown pass to Jordan and what you saw in Florida?
I saw blitz 0 and I saw Jordan one-on-one. We've repped that all week in practice, and I just trusted him because he's been getting open all week. So kind of the same situation. Practice goes to game day reality, and it worked out really good for us.
Pat?
Hey, Gio, our offense was tough to come by in that first half. So how did you and the offense kind of just keep your poise and composure, knowing that it's a 4-4 game, and obviously things didn't work out very good? How are you able to kind of manage the game and stay with it?
I feel like the last couple of weeks, not just this week or last week, but the last 4 weeks, feel like everything's been struggling. We had to keep fighting. We've been down in games. So I think it just kind of came from those. We've been in a situation so many times that first half we just play our game, and the second half we just play our game, and we're just worried about showing up every play and executing.
Ryan?
Hey, Gio, after the fumble in particular, but has there ever been a point in this season in which either Kitchens or Belichick, somebody's talked to you and said, one more series and we're going to max? Or has there ever been a conversation about, you guys got to get it done right now, or we're going to have to see what Max can do?
I think Max is a great player, and for me, I feel like he's always on my toes. Max has been a baller. When we got the fall camp, he was doing a great job as well. So for me, I feel like I have to execute every play. I'm not worried about, of course, you can't be worried about, not turning the ball over, not making bad plays, just playing my game. But, just having to show up and be a good player, because that's the same thing at South. I had a great backup in Bishop who's playing at South now, and I think this, same situation where I just had to play good football. I have a great backup behind me. Don't want to call him a backup, Max is a great player, but,
But there hasn't been a conversation on the sidelines with you.
No, it hasn't been a conversation.
Adam?
Gio, we talked to you some about it at Syracuse too. What do you attribute the struggles in the first half as a group collectively to? What do you think is just not happening there to start these games?
Something we were talking about during the week. We're just starting slow on the offense, and we just got to get better executing. It feels everything's self-inflicted. I had a turnover. We're just not executing the run game as good as we should, and just those kind of situations. I think it sucks because it keeps turning on in the second half, but we need to have a full 4-quarter game because that's what we're going to need the next 3 weeks. And I just think that's the situation we're at.
And just a real quick follow-up, if you don't mind. What does the halftime regrouping look like for you guys? Are people in there screaming? Is it's pretty calm. Take us in there and just what does it look like when you guys are trying to figure this thing out?
It's a team right there, team effort. But I think for us, it's just we've been there so many times. We're just kind of same conversation. Hey, it's on us. We got to execute in the second half. Someone will speak up. Some people, say certain things. But I think as a whole, everyone kind of has the same expectation of showing up in the second half. So we just do a good job just being on the same page and showing up.
Got time for 1 or 2 more. Let's go to Rod.
Gio, obviously they can't hit you in practice, but how much you have to keep your head on the swivel with Tyler and Melkart? Have you seen this kind of production in practice from him?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of times I'll drop back, throw a ball, and then look to my left, and I'm like, oh, probably would have got that one off. Happened a couple of times, but, our tackles do a great job blocking them in practice. So, I think just seeing that in practice, they've been doing a great job in just executing their defense.
Last one for Shelby here.
I'm curious, I think it was Melkart recently said that just the defenses will because they had more trust over the last few weeks, just kind of getting to know each other. Jelly, would you say a similar thing for the offense maybe over the last few weeks? Again, just kind of talk about what is at halftime.
Yeah. I think offensively, kind of the same thing. We just trust each other, getting to know each other. We had 70 new players coming after the spring, so just getting to know each other every week. You're still learning guys, not names, you show names by now, but more in the sense of just getting to know each other, how people react, how people do things, how people, how they react to bad plays, how they react to good plays. Just being a good leader overall and just as a team, just meshing.
Would you say that that's maybe, again, helps the confidence in the sense that coming out of the locker room, even, just 3 points in the first half, I guess,
Yeah, I think we had a play today like that ball to Shipp for a touchdown. It was trust. We worked that. I've thrown that before he was out his break. Something I probably wouldn't have thrown in TCU because I wasn't as comfortable with it. So it's just situations like that where you just get comfortable with your guys practicing, and just shows up on game day.
Perfect. Good stuff, Gio.
Appreciate y'all.
I'm sorry. What did you see on the play on the interception? It looked like zone coverage. QB didn't even see you at all.
Yeah, zone coverage. My D line got the they got pressure, good pressure on the and the QB through the in cut, and I was right there over top and picked it off.
All right, let's go to Jeremiah here.
Khmori,
Hey, I didn't know.
you guys held us to 3 points in that first half, and on top of that, you guys were on the field for a while. The time possession was like 20-9. What do you think kind of allowed you guys to, I guess, kind of hang in there from a defensive standpoint and kind of
Discipline, just doing our job. We always preach discipline, our fundamentals, relying on when we get tired, rely on our fundamentals, and playing disciplined football, team football. And we know we're great when we play good team football. And that's really it. Just relying on our fundamentals and our discipline.
your offense had the ball to start that second half and they kind of control, I guess, inverse kind of control the time of possession. Does that aid you guys as a defense at all, those long offensive possessions, especially coming out of halftime?
Yeah, for sure. Defense love when the offense getting driving down the field, affecting their defense. They want to. So yeah, for sure, it's a great help. And when offense does, have their ticks, we gonna have their back regardless. And just how we get scored on, I know our offense is gonna have our back. So we playing team football, team disciplined football, and we got each other backs playing complementary football.
Andrew?
Melkart's gotten some attention for his sacks of late, but Tyler Thompson in the last 4 weeks is 7 sacks. What has been the difference between him before Cal when he had no sacks in the last 4 weeks where he kind of elevated that part of his game?
Really, no difference. I don't see a difference. He's just been working, head down, working from fall camp, from spring ball to now, from last year since he was here. So Tyler's been working. He's a great football player, and he's going to continue to reap his benefits on Saturdays too. Yeah.
Are you saying it's just a matter that the production is going to come at some points and now it's arrived?
Exactly that.
Grant?
Khmori, have you ever seen this where, one game you guys get 6 sacks, and another game you guys had 9 today? I mean, that's a lot of sacks in a short period of time.
Say it again? Wait. What's the question?
So basically, I was saying it's the amount of sacks you guys have had in a short period of time. I mean, you guys have at least over 20 sacks. I mean, have you ever seen this before playing football, period?
No, I have not. D linemen, they working, man. Them guys, they coming to work, and I appreciate them boys. They putting pressure on the quarterback, and secondary. We gonna help them out as much as we can too. We just playing good, complementary team football.
Khmori, along those lines, when you have a game like this and these sacks are piling up and Melkart's getting after the quarterback, Tyler Thompson's getting out of the like, what does that sound like and what does that feel like when you guys have sort of got that ball rolling and it's starting to snowball? You know what I'm saying? Like when you guys are out there, what are you saying to each other?
It feels great,
right.
Man. We've been waiting on it, bro. Yeah, it feels great, man. Just everything, every day in practice, man. We come to work, and I'm just happy we get to show you guys and everybody else the work we've been putting in, and we're gonna continue to do this. And this is not. We're gonna continue to do this for sure.
Who's saying what though? You know what I'm saying? Like when Melkart sacks somebody, who's yelling? You know what I mean?
We all yelling.
Yeah.
Offense yelling, defense yelling. We all happy, man. Go get him again. That's what we saying. Go get him again. Try and get more sacks, more. We try to have 10 next game. You know what I'm saying?
And Khmori, going off the Grant's question, like you all putting up in the same defensive production in your past 3 games, at what moment, you know, in the season recently did that switch flip defensively? Because after Clemson game, it just seemed like y'all were like boom, 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 and just everything seems like it's coming together.
I would say that bye week after Clemson, we just decided to just lock in, man. We just had to lock in and really just come to work every day. It came with realizing that we were a new team early on, and we got to hone in now because everybody's weighing on it. We know we're a good team, and it just comes with a matter of attention to detail and things like that. Just deciding to flip the switch and let's get this thing rolling. How we say we were going to do.
Let's go, Shelby.
Okay.
Still the question from you guys. I'm curious, Melkart just in a recent interview had said that he feels like the defense played with a lot more trust. He felt like maybe early in the season guys were trying to do 2 jobs and they ended up doing, no jobs kind of on defense. How does that break down maybe for you and your position group, and how have you seen, you guys, I guess specifically to the DBs just play with more trust?
Yeah, man. Trust is a big thing in this defense, and if you can't trust your brother to do his job, and you feel like you have to, overcompensate for your teammate, the whole defense is gonna break down. As long as everybody do their 1/11th, it's gonna be we're gonna play great defense. If I can trust Melkart to set the edge and I fit inside, I know the edge is set and the ball's gonna come inside. So just things like that, is all about. That's all good team defense, and that's what we've been honing in these last couple weeks for sure.
Perfect. Good stuff, Khmori.
All right, appreciate you.
Jordan, I know you guys, you take it 1 game at a time, but y'all have 4 and 5, 3 games left. Have you thought about bowl eligibility at all? Has it crossed your mind what you guys have to do in the final stretch of the season to get that?
I mean, we couldn't get to a bowl game without beating Stanford tonight. It's gonna be the same thing next week. We can't get there without was it Wake Forest next week? Wake Forest can't get there without beating Wake Forest. So I mean, of course, it's in the back of your head, but we're worried about just going 1-0 every week. It's our biggest thing.
Jeremiah.
Hey Jordan, I asked Gio this weeks ago, but from your perspective, what did happen on that touchdown pass? Like, what did you feel, and what did you see unfold on that play?
Man, that's a play we've been repping for a while, and I seen the 0 look, so I just got into my route faster, and I just knew Gio was we've hit that route so many times in practice, so when he called it, I just knew I just got to get out my break, just gonna make a play, and I trusted my O-line, trusted Gio. I know he's gonna put the ball exactly where it needed to be, and like I said, that's a trust thing. Like he threw it before I even got out the break, that's nothing but trust and repetition. So a lot of praise for Gio. He's battling a lot of stuff, man. Gio is a fighter, man. Like he's battling a lot of people are on his head, and he's tuning all that stuff out, man. Gio's a ball player, and I have nothing but respect and love for him.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jordan, you talked about the trust of Gio, going off that last question. One thing that he said on top of that was, he said maybe in the season opener or early in the season, maybe he doesn't, kind of throw it, right, as you get off the break and things like that. I know, obviously, in training camp, you guys are kind of building connection, but how have you seen that grow, to this point? Do you feel like Gio's more comfortable with you, more confident with you, I guess, in games at this point?
I mean, everybody says practice hard, make the games easy. You can't do anything to make practice feel like a game. You got to get those game reps. That's why it's so important to have experienced players and stuff like that. Having those game reps are important. So we talk about chemistry. I feel like it's the same. This is our 5th game, or not 5th, 7th, 8th game together. Yeah, we're just getting started, man. The chemistry that me and him can really have is untouched. Just gonna keep building time and time.
Grant.
Hey, Jordan, speaking of from Kobe, this is his 4th straight game he's had 50-plus yards.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about him, the work he's put over the last few weeks? And then also, how does he complement you and make your job easier so the ball can get to you a lot quicker and easier for you?
It's not even the work he's put in the last few weeks. It's the work he's put in for years, man. Kobe's resilient guy. He's battled so many injuries, overcome a lot of stuff, and that's another guy I have nothing but respect for. Growing up, like ever since I was getting recruited by Carolina, Kobe's been here, so that's always been a guy that I've looked up to. Him, JJ, people like that, like those two have always been here, and just being able to really like this year actually really share the field with Kobe is just a blessing, man. And he's so smart. Like I know if I don't know anything, I can ask Kobe. If I need help, I can go to Kobe. He's the vet in the room, So I know if I need anything, I can always turn to Kobe. And Kobe's a ball player. We knew that from day one. Kobe's gonna make plays. You get the ball in Kobe's hands, he's gonna do what he does. And like I said, nothing but love and respect for Kobe.
Brian?
Jordan, how much frustration was there at halftime or during that first half? You guys had 47 yards. What's happening on the sidelines there? What's happening in your receiver group or with Gio when you just can't get anything going? I think over 5 on third down.
I mean, you just got to stay calm. Like K-House said, we're going to trust them. They're going to trust us. We knew they were going to struggle to move the ball in our defense. Like I say every week, I feel like we have a top defense in the country. And I know if we're slow, defense is going to be clicking regardless. So, I mean, it's just a matter of just keep trusting it, trusting the process, and staying true to our fundamentals and just doing what we got to do.
Okay.
Jordan, season high and penalties, and I know you had two, not
Yeah. Nah, I did.
Kind of the reason for like some of those penalties tonight for all across the board for you guys.
Man, just all we can just lack of attention to details. That's really all it is. Especially for me, just can't I jumped off sides and I got a holding call. And I get my hands inside and really just lock in on the ball. So that's two things I can't do, and just got to move on from it. Just make sure I don't make those same mistakes again.
Adam? Shipp, what makes you say that Gio's a fighter?
Man, like the way he carries himself, like Gio battles a lot of stuff. Gio got in a car accident, played the same week. Like there's stuff that people don't know that Gio's like going through, and he has stuff on his plate, So I mean, Gio's a fighter, man. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and he just doesn't pay it no mind. He's just moving on to the next play, and like I said, I got nothing but respect for him. The way he carries himself, the way he's a leader of the offense, like just everything he does, just high respect for him.
And, I mean, you maybe say that too because some of the criticism.
Yeah, for sure, of course. Like you see it, like one bad game, they acting like he's the worst quarterback of all time. Like not everybody's gonna play their best game. Like I said, today I had 2 penalties. I dropped a wide open ball versus UCF. Like it could have easily flipped the switch and that been on me. And I know he'll pick me up the same way we picked him up. So it's not like we all make mistakes, and he owns up to them all. Like if he misses a throw, hey, that's on me. I missed that. Like the go ball he sailed to the sideline, he came to Kobe and said, hey, that's on me. It just ball sailed. And we were all just like, hey, mistakes happen, next play. We're able to go get the win. So, like I said, just things like that. Like, he's going to own up to everything. And that's just, like, not a lot of people really, like, truly do that. So, just nothing but respect for him.
No. You mentioned you feel like this is one of the best defenses in the country.
Yeah.
Playing on the other side of them. Where do you feel like the defensive ends with Tyler coming and rushing on the outside and Malcolm, where do you feel like they rank? I know, obviously, best in the country as a whole, but where do you feel like the defensive ends sort of come in?
Hey, 40 on the field, 1 in my heart. 9 on the field, 1 in my heart. That's all that matters to me. Them boys balling, and they got on Carolina blue, so they're number 1 for me. I don't care who's out there. I don't really care about everybody else. I just know our boys are doing what they got to do, and it's not just them. Like they're Leroy's adding pressure to get them to roll out the pocket, and they're making the sacks. They're working on their moves. Tyler's been working so hard. Melly's been working so hard, and it feels good to see them boys get the the glory for it.
Shelby?
Curious just with what you saw from, David on Goss, obviously.
Bullet.
Yeah. There you go. It's just, kind of been a little bit quiet recently. I guess what did that mean to you and the team just to see him come up so huge on that first drive?
Man, football to the side, Bullet, that's my brother, man. That's one of my closest friends, in this world. Like, me and Bullet, that's my dog right there. So just seeing him be able just to, make those plays. I tell him every time I know he gets the ball, I'm expecting him to jump over somebody. He's been doing it since freshman year. So I just know, it just feels good to see him doing his thing, man. Like I said, Bullet, that's my brother, man. It goes so much deeper than football with Bullet, and it's just to see him make those plays, and we all know he can do it. It's refreshing, and it's just I'm just happy to see my brother go out there and perform.
Why are you two so close?
To be honest, I don't know. Just kind of clicked. We locked in. It's my dog. It's not like something that happened that made us closer, something shared experiences, nothing like that. We both close. A lot of talk of Chaminade versus my high school. A lot of that too. A lot of competitiveness between us two. And we push each other in the weight room, push each other during the runs. Everything we do, we're always pushing each other. And I really feel like that's what did it, competition. I feel like competition is where we playing the game against each other, we live in the same apartment. It's stuff like that. It's just brings us all together,
Perfect. Good stuff. Thanks so much, Jordan.
Appreciate y'all.